Let me bring back up these notes. Oh, the 30th anniversary is $1,000 with the edge and all that shit. Um, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 301 of the Cheesy Controller Podcast. I'm your host, Anton LaPlatte. Joining me, as always, we have the Ray Trace Durag Madrid Devon.
What's up?
And we got the most generous squid in the sea, Jalen Roberts.
Listening to them fairy jams.
We got a jam-packed episode for you guys this week. We're going to be talking about anime and manga being in the trenches. We're going to talk about a bunch of TGS news, including Monster Hunter and Death Stranding, and we're going to talk about Metaphor ReFantasia. But yeah, JJK is over.
So thank you for the memories.
Right.
Thank you for the brain rot.
I salute you. Thanks to you, a lot of people understand a lot more about pachinko.
Pachinko, the Japanese legal system, Heian era history, obscure folklore, Sendai. Yeah. Thank you for occupying that mental space for me. You are for people who are deeply unwell, and if you fuck with it, you're deeply unwell. Just like the rest of us. And after years of reading manga and watching anime, yeah, you'll end up like that. So it makes sense. It makes sense. And if this is your introduction to it, you're ruined. So have fun.
I'm surprised we haven't really gotten Chris yet. Like, Chris still seems to be on the periphery of, like, he fucks with it, but he's not, like, 10 toes down, you know?
Because he's not consistent with it. Because that's the thing about these things. It's like, you got to give it time to rot your brain. You got to drink the poison multiple times.
You got to marinate in it.
Chris, you can't get Chris to read a manga for longer than a month. And I'm talking weekly.
I mean, all we got to do is find Chris a series short enough that he can read it in the span of a day and have him go through all the emotions of reading an entire series in a day.
I think it's used to well-rounded.
Yeah.
Like sports, cooking, white guy stuff. You know, being a fiance, it's a lot, you know? So I think having enough time to really get, like, we had the luxury of getting into it before we were fully oppressed by the capitalistic hellscape of late stage capitalism. So we would read manga, doujin, fucking be online playing random anime games, fucking LimeWire downloading this shit, not knowing what you're getting, ending up with hentai instead of Naruto the movie 3, you know, shit.
This all happens.
It all happens.
On the wrong
you know?
Newgrounds game.
Yeah.
Yep.
End up playing Gengaro Girl, you know, it's...
Hey, yo. Hey, yo.
Oh, if you got the hey, yo from Jalen, like...
Hey, yo.
Might have gone a little bit too far with that one, Chief.
If you played your cards right, you got to play a mini game at the end.
Yeah, a mini game.
A mini game. I think there were 2 or 3 different versions of it.
Yep.
I would say I only got 2.
What is this, the Oregon Trail?
The Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon Trail. Right.
The Oregon's Trail. Yes. Yeah, so you kind of have to have that, like, that baked in lore or free time to really get into it. Honestly, our best bet was probably the Panty, when everybody had like oodles of free time. That's where like anime fans like quadrupled.
Yeah, that's where we got this current. That's why the Discord
exponential boom.
Yeah, that's why the discourse seems so old. That's why the whole "what is big three, what is not big three" shows up every once in a while because you got a bunch of new fans who missed the discourse back when it was, fresh discourse.
If
Yeah.
you didn't watch
It's,
Naruto,
it's
watch
those
or
younger
read
it's those
Naruto,
younger people who legit they weren't in the trenches, and then
yeah,
there's the older
couldn't
people
have
who
even been there.
they were kind of in the trenches, but they got out to go live a normie life and then dipped back in and was like,
Because,
oh
but that's
yeah,
also the thing about it, though, is like the thing that changed was the fact that anime became norming.
I fell off for a really long
Like
time.
regular TV anime is some normie shit. Regular, that once you get into like
hey, honestly, like fucking that kind of era, like My Hero, Attack on Titan, all
Yeah.
those things really got people like back into anime in a big way. And
That
like,
was the era that really like brought me back fully because it was like
yeah, we
wasn't that
were
like
post
2016?
post Naruto, post
20,
Bleach.
yeah, 2017. My
Yep.
Hero was a little bit after that, honestly, but like kind of that Attack on Titan era because there was also JoJo's that was going on. I wasn't really watching it then, but it was going on, so that shit was there and booming. Fucking Hunter x Hunter 2011, like that
Mhm.
shit just being kind of ongoing. Really did a lot of heavy lifting. Like One Piece always being there, Naruto kind of reaching its end state.
Naruto ended.
Yeah,
Because
Naruto actually ended. Like that's the thing about it.
Boruto ruined its reputation before it was even really out. So
And once again, that happened mostly because Boruto was always a monthly series, but they started an anime like 2 months after the manga started. So it was like,
that's why I'm glad that one new one they're letting it cook, Kagori Bachi. Because all the stuff I've seen
Oh
from
yeah,
that,
yeah.
it seems like it's going to be big.
Kaguribachi, they're looking at that to like be the next flagship for the series.
I
Now
can
that
see it
everything's
like
ending.
now that I've seen like some of the art from it, it really like
Oh yeah, the thing
Oh,
with
yeah.
Kaguribachi, it just fucks. You know,
it's just so hard. That's just what it is. It's just
like it's made by some fucking prodigy. Like the nigga's like 20.
oh fuck.
Like,
Right.
like,
you got some
Drawing
young prodigy
this?
just making some hard shit. That's all it is.
like the influence Naruto, John Wick. And then of course you can see the other influences. Like we've done this all.
But also the quality
I
of it.
mean,
Like
Kubo-
you don't get action scenes that dynamic in a minute.
We're like
Sakamoto days.
Yeah, but like
Elusive Samurai.
we're about to really be eating as far as like all this new stuff. Because they gotta fill space in the magazine, so we're about to get a bunch of like really random, like small.
I think they
Oh.
might just make. I hope they just make it easier to get Jump Plus, get into Jump Plus, and that shit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because there's another two series that are approaching its end game right now, and Undead Unluck and the other one,
Yeah, but
Mission Yozakura Family. Both of those are like on the final.
yeah,
Mission Yozakura Family is on the final fight type shit. Undead Unluck just showed me that they're gonna have final fights, plural. So I'm like, yes, hooray, hooray! We're fucking here, baby. So that shit's
but Undead
man.
Unluck, we only have one season of the anime, but that's over 200 chapters.
criminally underrated, by the way.
Criminally underrated.
Criminally underrated. I think it's purely from a lack of people watching.
Because they
Because
fuck
of the
that
shit
shit.
marketing
I don't.
on Hulu and Disney
Yeah.
Plus. Yeah.
The fact that I probably have access to it but haven't watched it, and it's
Oh,
a
you
big jump.
You should
Like-
watch it. Absolutely.
But this Mission Yozora family, they're over 200 chapters in, and does that have an anime?
No,
It does.
it does.
It's guess where it's at?
Where?
It's at on Hulu.
Oh,
Via Disney Plus. Not
oh,
marketed.
okay. See, that's what they did with the Code Geass.
See, but Code Geass had name recognition, like,
Power
But
of
even
God
then, they
and
still
horniness on its side.
right.
and history. Because, like, Code Geass is a name that, like, carries weight. Like, people will search for that. It's like, oh, I heard that with, like, let me see where I can stream that. But Undead Unluck does not have name recognition.
Yeah.
Like, the average just random person looking to, like, watch anime on Hulu and or Disney Plus, they're not going to be searching Undead Unluck. And then it's really hard to even find the anime that's on Disney Plus as somebody who's
Yeah.
Netflix will have like its
They
thing
don't
here
care.
and there. But
I feel like a lot of them, they have it just to spite the other company.
yeah, but at least let the people who want it get it.
They're like, if you know, you know. If you really want this shit, you go get it.
I guess because
If not,
I'm
then
about
fuck
to
you.
Undead Unluck. But meanwhile, Dandadan's just going to be Netflix front page, and Netflix
Yeah.
is going to do
I
it
mean, shit,
actually
they had
fucking right.
They had the first 3 episodes in theaters. Like they believe in that shit. They know this shit's about to be up next.
Because Science Saru hasn't missed yet. So.
I detect no misses. So, and somebody who see those first 3 episodes, they're cooking. They were cooking with everything in the kitchen.
Do you think they'll drop the
Fucking
first
work.
3 simultaneously and then do weekly, or am I gonna have to wait 3
honestly,
weeks?
I would hope they do drop the first 3 episodes because that's a good place to kind of like cap it off. Because it'll give you that full taste of what the show is, and it'll also leave you off with like, damn, fuck, I need next week. So it gets the conversation going. There's plenty of memes, and it gets the conversation going.
Oh yeah,
So, yeah.
I'm Dandadan's the next one I'm going to be pushing hard for because it's Jump and Science Saru, so you got some winning ingredients there. I'll watch probably the first season and then probably start over reading it and just get caught up in the matter of like a week and a half.
Yeah.
Actually, how many chapters are out for Dandadan?
180.
180?
No, I don't even think it's that many. No, it's definitely not that many.
167. Yeah, that is
Oh, I wasn't
legitimately
that far off.
Oh,
that
yeah.
is a week of reading several chapters a day. But that's not like impossible.
167 chapters of fucking peak, baby.
It's good for no damn reason.
And now that JJK is over, I'll pick up Chojin X.
Ooh.
Hey, if you're gonna hop on the Chojin X, you should just go ahead, do yourself a favor, and read Tokyo Ghoul and Tokyo Ghoul RE. I tell everybody this, just in general. You should just go read that. Don't think about the anime, just go read it.
Oh yeah, I know it's one of those like it's on the
What
level.
am I gonna do? I don't know. Change it. Cut this. Add that.
Right, you get the Mighty Keith like evil CEO.
Skip over this, and then we'll come back and do it all over again.
God. So it didn't deserve that. It didn't deserve that.
It was in that era. That was also a part. That was one of those series in that era pushing the genre forward, but also
Soul Eater.
wasn't done.
Well, no,
Soul Eater was
Soul.
that era right before.
Yeah, I was about to say Soul Eater's older, but like Soul Eater, I wish the anime weren't so like popular for Soul Eater because everybody who's watched it should read the manga.
Really fucking good, and then they were like, "Okay, we got to diverge right here because we don't have the story."
Right, so post the infamous Gintama gif right here.
And they're like, well, fuck it, we're not gonna wait around for them to finish it. Let's do it ourselves. Let's take matters into our hands.
Right. But then the manga kept going and kept cooking and just like got better. It did everything that the anime did like over again, but better because Death Scythe.
Yeah.
Fuck. If anybody listening have any affinity for Soul Eater, the anime, go read the manga. Do yourself a favor and read the manga. Because the only thing that the anime that is missing from the anime is the soundtrack. Because the soundtrack of the anime fucked.
Fucking slaps. I mean, the animation did too. Like Bones was in their bag. Like,
Yeah.
the anime's not bad. It just like it loses its footing at the end.
Yeah, the anime
As
is
things
good,
tend to do.
but like the manga just in retrospect, the manga makes the anime look bad because of how much better the story, like the world building, the characters, like how much harder the manga goes into those things.
I want to like read that shit again.
I got it fucking on the shelf. Just I really
Watch
could.
it. Oh man. But yeah, kind of like speaking on that. I don't know if we talked about it, but Fire Force is getting to season 3. Coming in. The first part's coming in 2025. The second part's coming.
They
in
announced
January
that shit
2026.
in like 2019 originally. We've known Fire Force is getting more anime. It's just they have not said shit. And
Oh, they finally fucking confirmed it and gave us a date range.
which
Over
means
the
it's
next
gonna slip. Which
over
means
the next 2 years for one season. You might as well call it another season at that point. Like if there's gonna be a gap, like a literal yearly gap, you might as well just fucking call it another goddamn season.
Isn't the manga over for that though?
Yeah, it's been over for a minute.
So they just need to be adapting and animating.
I mean, that's what they're doing. Shit. Which has me
Taking their sweet ass time with it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's a different team that does like JoJo's and Undead Unluck. But I hope we get another Undead Unluck season soon. Like, at least next year. Like, because this is when this shit really starts to get good. Like,
I'm ready for JJK to like pick up the pace with animation. I know it's not gonna like because they were crunching even to put out what they had to put out, but
yeah, it's not gonna get any better. They're waiting on that final money boost from dropping that Chainsaw Man movie.
I gotta go see that when that happens.
Yeah.
Fuck, I feel like I've been slipping. Like the last movie weeb shit that I went to see was Advent Children. And that was a schminute ago.
That was a good while. That was like
Was that a year ago?
close.
No, it was the beginning of
No, 6 months ago. I thought it was February.
year. Yeah, because it was like right before Rebirth.
True.
So yeah, beginning of the year, February. That's right. Yeah, I mean, there really hasn't been shit that really came out of recently. I guess there's like the Spy Family movie. I missed that. There's the
Miss
Blue Lock
Spy
movie.
Family. There
Missed
was
that. I tried.
Demon Slayer.
Legitimately.
What did the Demon Slayer? What happened with the Demon Slayer?
That shit was just like some episodes, though. I mean, I
If you're
guess.
votable.
Yeah, that's whatever. But it was like some episodes of the filler, and like I think some of the ending of the last season or the previous season, the Swordsmith Village shit.
Yeah, I need to go finish watching that. It just like wasn't holding my attention. And I remember fucking with the Swordsmith Village in the manga, so I don't even know what the problem is with that arc in the anime.
I think Swordsman's Village is the last arc that I could say is good through and through. You know, like Infinite Castle had some hype shit in it, but it's also like, right. It's like, God, stop spamming fucking quarter circle punch, you dumb bitch.
But
Yeah. No, I definitely get that. It took me a minute to finish that arc too.
And then shit just starts happening. Like dead ass shit just starts happening.
well, I mean, they realized it was Endgame, like right out. So it's Swordsmith, then Hashira Training, then Infinite Castle, right? So
Yeah.
they knew
The
they
Hashira
were.
training arc is like two or three chapters. That's just not
Right.
an arc.
Right.
There's a couple chapters.
It's barely an interlude.
And they made a fucking season out of it.
Right.
I'm sure, like, fine, sure, give us more.
Yeah,
like,
flesh it out.
original content. Sure.
I mean, but also,
milk this cash cow for all it's fucking worth.
I mean, I will say some franchises need more milking. Like,
Yeah.
I could use some Bleach style JJK filler where this is just a random ass story, not connected to shit, just on some shit.
I could use more Burn the Witch. That's
all
what.
some anime original movies, just like
Yeah.
just we actually needs that.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
this is
My
one of those
Hero
series
kind of
where
did
we
that well enough. Like, because Naruto used to do it really well back in the. Naruto and Bleach both did it really well in the same era of time.
Yes, but I also think that those series didn't necessarily need that because they had enough filler.
Yeah,
And just like in the series in and of itself,
but the movie filler was the good filler.
world building.
Well, yeah, because the movie
Sometimes.
filler was because the movie filler just like felt like a side dish of more. This wasn't like
You got number
there was
one
there
out
was
of
no-
some.
there was no concept of this being added to your meal. Like you don't think, oh, I got to watch all the Bleach movies to watch Bleach. You could just watch Bleach.
Yeah.
Now, if no one's telling you where the filler is, you're gonna just think Bleach has some really weird pacing.
But nobody's telling. Well, I'm telling people I'm trying to get to watch JJK to watch the JJK movie, but
You just have to explain that it's the prelude to the actual series. And
Right.
it introduces the next character that's going to be important at the start of season 3.
Right. But also, you could just watch
It's
JJK.
Yuji versus Yuta.
Right.
My
It's
niggas
like-
throwing cars. They're playing tag with fucking beanbag tag with fucking cars.
they're gonna be cooking. Like,
Yeah, I can't wait. That 2v2 is about to be legendary. Niggas forgot.
oh man, I can't wait for the three-way failure. Just like when they lead into that in animation.
Oh, the domain cancellation?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't say who it was.
Right, yeah. I use less detail than even you use, so.
No, it's enough to whet their appetite. You know, we could be talking about a three-way series getting axed. Who knows?
All right, so while we're talking about anime and manga, they come from Japan. And the biggest thing happening in Japan this week was Tokyo Game Show. We had PlayStation kick it off with the State of Play, which it has some decent stuff. Horizon's upgrades only a $10 upgrade, so I might do it and finally beat Horizon.
No, I'm not. I could at some point potentially, but I doubt it.
I've done
Like I could, but I would have to sit down and actually do it, you know? So I don't think it's gonna happen.
me not having my PlayStation for the past few weeks at this point has made me be
Just
like,
longing for Horizon. Like, man, if I just had it, I'll play Horizon.
I just need
give
need
me my
some Sony.
PlayStation
I
back.
just need some Sony. Come on, Sony.
I'll
Come on,
even play
Sony.
Horizon.
but
Both of them.
So we got the Lego Horizon stuff. We got the Horizon remaster. They showed Helldivers and Stellar Blade coming to Astrobot. So and speedrunning levels finally.
Yeah. A smooth little DLC.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Like when that's the first thing. When I get my PlayStation back, I am beating Astro. I am going to platinum that game because I was enjoying it so much that it was a problem not being able to play it. So Astro, and then by the time I get it back, like, because we didn't get a date for the DLC, but they said fall, so I could see that dropping just in a couple weeks, like a random day. They're like, "Oh, it's done. Here you go." And it's 10 bots coming with the DLC, so we know Helldivers. Hopefully, they don't count the 4 Helldivers they showed as 4 different bots, because that would suck. And then we know we're getting Eve from Stellar Blade, which is getting a near crossover. So
That fucking fucks.
I hope it's
Even Yoko Taro's like, I like this game.
Right.
Go
And
check
money.
it out.
right.
And they were like, hey, you want some money? And he was like, of course I want some money.
Right. We established a long time ago Yoko Taro will do anything for money.
Remember,
And-
2P is 2 Panasonic, because money.
So finally we get more near crossovers. Like the Fall Guy one, I haven't seen any news of that collab coming back, but Stellar Blade, hopefully it's not a limited thing. Because we've been getting more and more limited DLC or like limited time events in games where like the Gravity Rush 2 near DLC, you can just go get that in perpetuity. But the
They want to
Horizon,
encourage. They want you to encourage to not only get them sales, but to log on now.
right. So, but I mean, once it drops and all the details are out there, I'll make my decision on what I'm doing with Stellar Blade. Because we got Ghost of Yotai announced. So, and
Yeah, we're so fucking back, baby. We're so fucking back.
Oh yeah.
So after
One thing-
platinuming Astro, I'm going to go and platinum Ghost because
I need to go and finish Ghost. It's higher up on my list.
I need to rebuy Ghost and just buy the PC port and just run through it.
I was this close to doing
that
it.
remastered.
Right, and it's like it wouldn't take me that long because I'm like at the very end of that game.
Well, your save wouldn't come, so you'd have to
I know, but it wouldn't take me that. But it didn't take me that long to get there with everything the way I was playing it.
Yeah, I don't think. Let me see. Ghost of Tsushima.
It's not super long, but I was definitely doing all the side quests.
Main
that game was
story, 25 hours. Main plus sides, 46 hours. Completion is 62 hours. I can knock out a 62-hour plat. Especially with, like...
And it's not that hard to do everything. Like...
Right, it does the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Tears of the Kingdom. Like, both these games learn from Ghost of, like... have the things along your path to distract you in a good way and not just like
Here's a bunch of icons on your map. Have fun.
Right. They're little zones. They're little zones basically. It's like you got this section of the map which will have like X amount of bandit camps and you get like 2 main side quests to do, and then you go, your storyline brings you into that little zone, you're let out, you go knock out that zone, then you continue on. It's great. Because it's not so many of them. Because I don't think there's a single collectible over there that actually is like, oh, get 100 fucking feathers or some shit like that. It's like, nah, just there's like maybe 8 bandit camps per zone, per section of the map.
And like one of the things Sucker Punch talked about with this is they like having origin stories. Mm-hmm. So, and it kind of makes sense when you think about how they handled it later Infamous and then Ghost. And it's like just starting fresh with a new character 300 years later. 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 300
Yeah.
It's awesome. I do like that idea too because I haven't finished Ghost, but I feel like Jin's story is probably like in a good place, if not complete. Um, and with this, like moving forward 300 years, we can experiment more. Like in the trailer, they showed her with a gun. They showed her with
That's the final shot of
a Kusari guard or the fucking sickle and chain situation. Um, so it's showing different like
right. You're not
weapons, and
just
she dual wields too. So
yeah. So
that's
you're
cool
not
as
just
fuck.
guy with katana. You could be
Like she's really about this revenge shit. Like like that shit is hard.
I
I'm so
feel
excited for
bad
this shit.
for Assassin's Creed Shadows because they delayed to next year and they're going to
They
be.
delayed it to Black History Month.
Oh man, February next year is so stacked. It's going to have to clear out, and I'm hoping I get something that I'm looking forward to in February pushed to April for my birthday.
What else is in February?
Well, we got Monster Hunter. Let me see.
I mean, I know. I mean, that's the most important thing.
That's like peak.
But that's the last day.
That's why I didn't feel like that Sony showcase has been the strongest because like the only things that made me start really paying attention, two of them aren't Sony exclusives. Now Ghost had me saying like Samuel Rye came calling back.
Samuel Ulysses Fry. I can't wait to pull him back out.
Right.
So,
right.
I'm
And
looking at
Allure.
I'm looking at the list of February games, and it's not a bunch of shit that, like, it is stacked, but I totally see myself skipping probably all of this except Assassin's Creed. And, well, Monster Hunter, I'm not, like, that's number one with the bullet, as we established last week. But Assassin's Creed Shadow is a strong maybe. But we got Civ 7, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Avowed, Like a Pirate, Yakuza in Hawaii, and Monster Hunter Wilds.
If I was far enough in the Like a Dragon series, I'd probably be excited for Like a Pirate, but I'm so fucking behind. I'm like that does nothing to me.
And
you
have
it just doesn't even matter.
Do you have Game Pass right now?
No.
Oh, well, I was going to say, because Game Pass is all right
That's
there.
how I started playing them. I did start Kiwami 1 when I had Game Pass.
Well, you got to start with 0. Like, if you're going to start with Kiwami 1, you really got to start with 0.
Probably. But this is also a conversation implying that I'm going to go back to try and play a Yakuza game anytime soon.
There's a Yakuza play guide that I saw posted in the Discord.
In our Discord?
Yeah.
Because
let me find it.
It's Yakuza 0, Kiwami 1 and 2, and then you can probably skip 3 through 5, just understand a bunch of shit happened, watch a YouTube recap, and then pick up with 6, and then Like a Dragon, Man Who Erased His Name, Infinite Wealth, and then Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Like a Dragon, Pirate, Yakuza in Hawaii. I think that's the full title without actually having it right in front of me. But yeah, Assassin's Creed Shadow, I might do it because, like, how long have we been asking for Assassin's Creed in Japan? Plus, just having a dedicated Yasuke game, it wouldn't be the worst thing possible.
Oh, yeah. And Sucker Punch has a chance to put Yasuke in Ghost of Yotai.
Oh,
just saying.
Yeah,
it's around the same time. Y'all should do it. Really, really piss them off. This game's going woke.
They can't play shit. There's like 800 games on that list at this point.
I asked one of my coworkers if they heard about Ghost of Yotai. I'm like, he asked me, is that one of the games that they're complaining about being woke? I'm like, what don't people complain about being woke? He's like, true. I'm like, but this looks sick.
Actually, you know what game they can't play because of woke? They won't be able to play because of woke?
What?
Fucking Metaphor. fucking metaphor. I hope you want to deal. I hope you want to deal with racism. The game.
Oh yeah, racist Atlas fans. Y'all are not up right now. I know it's a lot of you. I know it's several.
Well, yeah,
Y'all are down.
we can diverge into Metaphor Town. We'll be back to TGS, but as Madrid cracks his knuckles,
Look. Metaphor is.
I'm gonna
That's
just
a
let
must-buy.
y'all go because I
Must-buy.
couldn't play Metaphor. A, because my PlayStation's off being repaired. B, because my fucking download rate on Steam, plus my disk speed, because I'm writing all this shit to a hard drive, garbage. I had to leave both my PC and my Steam Deck on overnight to download the
Your
Metaphor.
shit is slow.
Huh? My
Damn,
internet's
your shit-
fast. That's
I don't know why, because I downloaded that patch in like 20 minutes. Less than 20 minutes.
It's something with Steam and my specific internet. Anything else, PlayStation, I'm downloading hundreds of gigs in under an hour. Like, it's something specific. It might be the right speed of the internal hard drive that I'm writing all my games to because my SSD doesn't have space to be throwing demos on it.
Okay, so wait, is it taking forever to write or is it taking forever to download? 'Cause that's
It does both simultaneously, and I think the limiting factor with Steam in particular is the speed of the, like, write speed of the drive. I think that's what the problem is. Because
Okay.
it's not the internet. And my Steam Deck does...
My internet is.
Oh, yeah. We went
make
through
sure
this,
go into Steam settings, check your download region, make sure that's right.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely
it's
Atlanta.
probably-
I'm
yeah.
definitely on the Atlanta data center.
Okay, just
ATL.
it's probably just writing speed, but it be what it be. I will say though, fuck, this is good. Fuck, this is good.
Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go now.
It fucks so good.
Yeah, it's so good.
I finished it. It is it's a long demo. It's everything that I wanted and then some, because it's giving me stuff I didn't want or didn't know that I wanted. You know what I'm saying? And it hits in that kind of middle ground between like a persona, like a dedicated persona, and like an SMT, but with slick, with its own mechanics, of course, and then some things that you can see from other genres like Devil Survivor. You turn into your thing, you turn into your archetype in this case, and you can like really lean into your builds. Because I'm like, all right, I'm gonna run my magic speed build from SMT, and I'm going to use that here. So I switched up to my mage archetype, and I kind of like really leaned into that.
I'm currently running mage archetype.
I'm like, bro, I like these magic spells are fucking cooking right now, and then you have that flexibility to switch them and rotate them.
Mm-hmm. And then you got frontline, backline. Then you got the whole frontline back. Like there's frontline, backline. So it's like
fucking good.
You put your melees in the front where they're most likely to be hit. Then you put your mages in the back line so you can pump more into their damage. It's so much fun. And they do the persona thing. Everyone awakens to their powers all dramatically.
Yeah, you rip out your fucking heart, which is a fucking megaphone.
Well, in some cases it's a megaphone. Motherfucker rips out his own heart and starts making a speech with it.
And this motherfucker right here, I'm about to whoop his ass. I have concepts of a plan, but not a real plan. On your political spiel type shit, and you gotta go fight Griffith.
And you gotta fight Griffith. This game.
It's so good. And then like just looking at the combat system, there's basically
it takes the press turn system. It takes the press turn system from SMT, which is good because that is good. Which is good. Also, you could, if you put it on auto battle, you could set your companions to have tactics. So if you put it on auto battle, they're gonna do things a certain way, not just let me automatically just attack you with my melee weapon. You could set one character to be like, oh, since you go first in the turnover, you buff everyone up, and then everyone just randomly attacks.
Yeah, and it seems pretty cool. Like this is a good kind of middle ground for people who aren't super high on turn-based combat, because you do have the option of fighting outside of battle. by just like using your simple melee attacks, or if you're a mage, you'll do a little AoE spell. And if the enemy's weaker than you, a couple hits will kill it. Or if the enemy's at about your level, they'll probably strike you too, and you have like to either dodge or reposition so you don't get hit. So there's like a risk reward for trying to like get the initiative in a battle by doing your like your basic attack. So it's just really cool because you can play around with it as opposed to like, let me just beat the shit out of everybody. They might hit you. You might end up in a fight that you're like not equipped to really fight because you were trying to be cheeky.
And then you lose, and then they start on their turn.
Yeah, it's
you.
the press turn system, so you're gonna fucking get rolled if that's the case. They hit your weakness a couple times, and you're dead. And in this case, if the MC dies, you can keep fighting.
Right,
so,
it's
right.
not game over for once. Like y'all were saying
it's
that.
not an automatic game over. Game changing.
Right, but because of that, enemies will get AoE spells a lot faster.
All right, so
you don't normally deal with something that can hit multiple targets at the exact same time.
And then that's when your frontline backline kind of comes into play.
Yep.
So as a casual Persona enjoyer, like
yes.
I have Persona 5 Royal that I need to beat. I have Persona 3 Reload that I need to beat.
It's okay, Anton.
But I've been looking forward to Project Re Fantasy before it became Metaphor Re Fantasio. So, would the demo be the deciding factor of whether I should like put both of those just in backlog hell forever and do Metaphor, or
honestly,
plus there's SMT5 just on my goddamn Switch at all times.
Oh yeah, I mean it kind of could be honestly, because I mean it's really fucking good. Like
it's really good. It's also new, but it does things with the open world that really, really feels like it's a good modern quality of life, while without reducing the actual playing of the game. Right. Like being able to damage them, get that stun so you can force an advantage. The fact that if they're weak enough, they'll just die.
Yeah, you definitely have options for like your play style. And if you want to be like, if you want to play it more like a SMT and really like lean into your builds, or if you want to be more like a Persona and just like, I'm just going to get these archetypes and have a balanced team and just like put my stats wherever makes sense for me at the time, you can do that. You can definitely do that. If you want to just probably do your battles in the overworld, you slick can. All you got to do is dodge and not activate the initiative on the attack. But you just got to hope that you don't get hit.
Well, I mean, I'll check out the demo. I'll let that be the deciding factor. Like,
yeah,
I've been excited about this since Persona 4 Golden, had just come out.
Yeah, because it does have those Persona elements too, with like some of the daily life sims, and they gamified it perfectly and like wove it into the system into a sense it makes sense. So you would just go out and do like, build up your social links or whatever, and you may get like items, you may get like social stats, you may even get a fucking archetype. So it like doing all these things have credence, or like leveling up certain bonds will help level up the next level of your archetype so you can evolve it into something else.
Which carries over like the best part of Persona, which is the character building, which is like outside of specifically SMT4 and Vengeance, SMT is very weak in. So it allows Atlas to put a mechanical focus on getting to know these interesting characters, and they got some good character designs.
Yeah. I like with your first two party members, I really like them.
Right, they're cool. They're cool.
Like both of them, they're different.
But also that Igniter dealer. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Just the best character that Atlas has made in years.
Right.
And that's saying something.
No. Basically, it's been 20 years, but welcome back, Pritis.
Yeah, and they made everybody like super hot, and they're all adults.
Yeah, that is one of the
another game changer. It's like, wow, I can really get invested in
Right, and without feeling weird, because it's always just like
Feeling
that
weird, or
level.
just like having like with Persona, for example, I felt like more of a nostalgia towards them because I'm like, oh, this is kind
Right.
of like what I would
Right,
want to do if
at
I were
that
in high
age.
school at that age. Now with like Metaphor, I'm like with Hulkenberg, I'm like, damn, I'm really feeling her, like, you know what I'm saying? Because she grown. So this has a is really high up on my list. Like my only wish is that it was coming out sooner because I have so much fucking free time to play it this week. It doesn't make any fucking sense. And like the following week, I'll have significantly less free time. So it sucks.
I mean, beat Persona 3 Reload.
I don't want to play it now. I've tasted this.
Yeah, he's tasted like it's a good mix. It's so fucking
Tasted
good.
Pinnacle.
Yeah,
It really
in
could
Persona,
be.
I hit the same day that we're on. Like the day synced up for me. It was like it was September 28th, and I was on September 28th. I was like, ah. That means there's a shadow that's about to attack on the 4th. So heads up, everyone. There's a shadow coming on the 4th.
There was a fucking hurricane since our last recording. There was a chemical fire, apparently.
Yeah, chemical fire.
Yep.
There were several power outages. There were flooding, like where the old studio
Yeah, where
was.
Radic Records was, like,
Yeah.
got flooded out. Fortunately, Radic got out of there in the nick of time.
Yeah. Shouts out to the homie. Yeah, it's shit's been crazy as of late.
He also
Very
downloaded
crazy.
fucking Diablo, like, the day... like, while I was waiting for the box to get here to send off my PlayStation, I'm like, I've been looking for somebody to play Diablo with for months. And you download Diablo from my account. The one time in literally years that I wouldn't have been, like, that I can't play it.
It'd be like that sometimes, you know. But the other thing I will say about the game and why racist fans are going to be down is because once again, this is all about like race, status, hierarchy, discrimination. Because the
Yeah.
main character is an elder, which is basically just a regular person.
Not a human. Not a human.
Not a human.
Not a
Because the
human.
monsters are humans.
Monsters
That's
are
what they're
human.
called. And they do have human components. Like some of them might have glasses type shit.
Yep.
So that's
And
gonna
they're
be the
all
whole
named
thing.
Homo something. They're all named Homo something too.
Yeah. Yeah. And in the game, there's a fantasy world, and the fantasy world is basically our reality. Except for they're saying there's no discrimination or
No, because it's not our reality. Because
It's
our reality, we are peering into a reality where that reality exists as a book. Because that's why you have to enter a different name, not the protagonist's name, but another character's name at the very beginning. So that's not even your world.
Yes, it's not our. It's like the ideal version of our actual world is their fantasy world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The OST too.
Yeah, so you get to like be the person who's peering into the void and looking at this all play out. So you get to enter your name and give your character a name. And the protagonist isn't a silent protagonist. Like you pick your line, he'll say it, or he'll actually say things in cutscenes. And
Yep.
it adds a. I'm like, man, I really appreciate this because, like, you know, Joker. I love Joker. I love Makoto.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like there needs to be. You really can't expect the player to put all the personality onto your silent protagonist.
Yeah,
You got to give the audience a little something to work with.
yeah, and I think this is major because they do give you different dialogue options, so you can kind of like give them a personality, so to speak. But you know, he'll do his own things in the cutscenes. He'll like emote in certain ways when you pick those phrases. So it just kind of helps paint that picture and like really solidify those bonds that they're building with the rest of the characters. So that's tight. And yeah,
So-
there's a lot of diversity in the background too. Like as far as like shape, size, color, species.
So,
it's
is it
interesting to
a
see.
day one cop for you thus far, Madrid? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
100%.
that's a
Jalen,
deluxe edition pre-order.
have you already done that? That'll be the real question. Have you
No,
already
that's a this weekend type of thing.
Okay.
Payday, payday
Oh
type
yeah,
of thing.
I feel that. That's me with Monster Hunter because I'm
I'm manifesting a Monster Hunter PS5 Pro. So
at that point it'll be a code for me to sell because there's no chance that like game is even 2 months out and I don't have it like guaranteed locked in. So, but Jalen, is Metaphor for you a day one? Like, where's it falling?
Not a day one, but probably like the next week. That it's very much a carve some time in my schedule for this because this is a really good. Because another thing with it that you don't get out of Persona, you get a little bit out of SMT, but you haven't been able to get this much out of SMT, out of this feeling as much out of SMT, except for like 4, which is like there's a real majesty to the world you're in. It's not like, oh hey, we're in a slightly fantastical part of Japan. It's like, nah, we're off in some fucking fantasy land. The map's fucking textured. The map is textured.
yeah, and they make it make sense. Like the shit that you're seeing in the background is like the magic that's inherent in the area, and you have to
Right.
use your what are they invokers?
Yeah.
No, Invoker's the
No, they're
Persona
not.
3 thing.
But everything is called something that's basically something else.
Yeah, honestly, like even the magic spells, like instead of it being
Has there been a Persona Easter egg yet? I know, Madrid, you played several
There's
hours.
been SMT. There's been SMT references for the fact that to buy archetypes, you have to use magnetite, which is the stuff that you use to power your demons in the SMT games.
yeah.
But no, like,
I mean, there's a narrator that will come through like when you're making your bond that will almost be like
Yasified
I am
Igor?
thou art
Yasified Igor?
Oh yeah.
Yasified Igor? They fucking Yasified Igor.
Let's make Igor a bad bitch. That's a nigga.
They really did.
And make him an author.
Right. Because this is fantasy.
Yeah. So there's things that are like comparable, or even like your first party member or not party member, or like NPC option, the fairy girl. I mean, we all know that's a fucking Pixie reference from SMT.
That's what happens if you fuse Pixie with like maybe Yukari. Like
I love her.
the Pixie, right. That's the Pixie. The protagonist is just if Makoto and Aegis fuse together to have a kid. That's what the protag is. You're right. Thorfinn is just you Narukami from Persona 4. Like
Stroll.
Yeah, Stall. That's just you Narukami.
Yeah.
no, I'm stoked. Like, I have it installed on my Steam Deck, have it installed on my PC just in case.
It is taking over the mind share for me. Like
It is
JJK
definitely-
is out, and now like Metaphor is coming in. Like if you slice my brain open and I did like this, you would just see the Metaphor, like
The box
poster.
art.
The box art with everybody on it,
And a lot of chanting.
Yeah, the music on it fucking slaps.
So wait, Jalen, what were you just saying?
I'm saying I need to see how this runs on Steam Deck, because this would be a great game to just have on Steam. This would be a great like 100-something hour RPG to have on Steam Deck to get cozy with.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see the reviews on this.
Because you
Also-
have a better PC than me, one of the things I've been fucking around with this week is Steam in-home streaming, and it's better than local remote play. So last night, like after I got off Monster Hunter, I had to delete Monster Hunter World from my Steam Deck to put Metaphor on there to have space. But I've been playing Monster Hunter World on my PC with my Series X controller that has just been hold me down lately.
It's a good controller.
It is a really good controller. Like it's, but I tried in-home streaming on my Steam Deck and it worked surprisingly well. So I just have a bunch of these games installed on my PC, and in-home streaming, I can stream them running better or running differently than they would run natively on my Steam Deck from my PC without having to take up that additional space. So if you have it installed on your PC, just stream it in home, because like I understand wanting to play it somewhere not at home, but just to like give the in-home streaming like a shot, it's surprisingly good, because all you have to do is do that drop down from where it says install, select your PC as where you're playing it from. It'll give you the option to stream, and it opens the game on your PC, like snaps your like window to the configuration of your primary monitor wherever it would be displaying. And in certain cases, you're getting, like, you're not going to get like 1-to-1 latency, but you're getting better, like, or less latency than you'd get on something like Remote Play even. So that's going to be anything that's a large game, probably for a while. I'm just going to install on my PC and stream it to my deck.
That makes sense. And you said it runs fine?
Yeah, I mean, it's running as good as it would run on my computer, which I'm realizing more and more things that run good enough on my PC. Plus, NVIDIA GeForce Experience has been optimizing all my settings, and I haven't had any complaints out of any of their like pre-built optimizations, knowing what my graphics card is, knowing what my CPU is.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I say, Jalen, like, just to test it out for yourself instead of installing Metaphor on your Steam Deck.
I already, yeah.
Stream it from your PC where it's already installed.
I'll give that a try.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a turn-based RPG, so it's not like even latency is gonna fuck you up, but
it could. Honestly, with the system we were talking about and how you have to like dodge certain enemies on the overworld, that could be an issue. Like if there's latency involved, and you'll end up in a lot more turn-based battles than you would want to be in, with the enemy having an advantage over you. With the press turn system, you can get fucked. You can get fucked.
All right, so back on the TGS news, they showed Death Stranding. There was a jacket that they dropped that sold out in minutes.
Hard.
That jacket
I
is
need
so
those jackets.
fucking hard. It's gone. It's
I know
over.
I know it's gone.
I love tech wear. I love tech wear.
Right.
That shit is fucking fire.
That jacket is sick. Like, the other day I was in Costco, like, just looking at clothes. I was like, I need, like, a jacket, because I was surprised at how warm today was, but I figured once that hurricane came through, like...
No, we're still in summer 2.0, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're still in global warming.
We had false fall, like,
no,
2 weeks ago.
I have...
But
continuous fall, as in the leaves are
the
piling
leaves
up
fall.
in my yard, but
like
temperature wise,
summer 2.0.
yes, very much so.
Even with the hurricane,
I really thought that would have been the game changer. That would have been the catalyst to
just flooding in Atlanta
jacket
and
weather.
in chemical fires.
But Death Stranding, they showed like a couple small like story segments. They're being weird about it again. I know all of this is the first hour of the game again, so Seems like you're starting out the game. You're just going to wake up on this drawbridge ship. But they showed the photo mode, and that is the craziest photo mode I've ever seen in a video game ever.
I didn't actually catch it. What does it do?
It's like you
It's just
are
really clean.
like, because it's a bunch of actors scanned into the game, like they have 3D models and they have them like you can have them do whatever in the scene. And so like you have like these like PS5 level models of these real people able to like fully interact within the scene, and you use photo like technically photo mode is
That
you
might
as
be-
Sam holding a camera.
That might be too powerful. honestly.
It looks honestly, and it's the craziest photo mode I've ever seen in a game ever. And I probably won't use it, but like the shit people are going to be, it seems more fully featured than G-Pose in Final Fantasy 14 levels of, oh shit, this photo mode's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's exciting. Were they on a beach?
No, they were in the submarine. I don't know what the shit's actually called. Because, of course,
Metal Gear.
it's not a Metal Gear. There were tall necks in the first game. So, we're really, because it's on Decima Engine, so they already could just import the models. And
Okay. I see.
so, there were tall necks in Death Stranding 1. I saw them twice, and both times the way it worked with the terrain was like, oh, this is fucking cool.
Were they there like legit, or was it?
They're
like,
holograms.
was it like a very suspicious looking tower?
No, they're just holograms of them.
Oh, okay. No, that's cool. Damn. Okay. You excited?
Yeah.
I know you're now a Death Stranding sicko.
Oh yeah, I've been excited. Like, it's just kind of all this stuff perfectly lined up for it. Like, me not having my PlayStation, Death Stranding being on sale on Steam, rewatching all the trailers, TGS happening, and having this extended look at Death Stranding 2. It's sick. Like, overall, I'm excited. I highly recommend anybody with a PC or a PlayStation play Death Stranding Director's Cut. Because when the game
I
gets...
think I have access to it.
yeah, it might be on Extra.
It's on something. I think.
I don't know. I know it hasn't been an essential game yet. But the other big game coming next year that we talked about last week alongside Death Stranding, Monster Hunter Wilds. We got box art, we got release date, we got returning monsters, we got more people able to play the game, we got the theme music from the menu.
Peak. We got peak.
Oh yeah, they are cooking
The
this
biomes
flagship.
fucking changed from the weather.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that. Like,
But that's still fucking sick to see.
It is
Seeing
sick.
that fucking happen, you're just like, that's
that
magic.
that monster
beauty.
from the downpour in the Scarlet Forest, that monster is big as fuck for no goddamn reason.
Right.
Like,
Honestly, I haven't watched a lot of the things for it.
I have been absorbing all of it because I know it's like the first biome and a half of the game. Yeah. So it's not like they're showing me.
I mean,
they haven't gotten into Rise mode.
It's not a lot, but it's still a lot.
It is, right. That's the thing. It's not a lot as far as like getting into like revealing all the monsters that are in the game like they did with Sunbreak, but it's a lot as in this is the next generation of Monster Hunter. Here goes all the quality of life that we're bringing over from the older games. here's all the quality of life we're adding for this game. Here's all the, like, here's just, like, the minor details that we're going to show you that, like, get your
I'm like, you've already
gears turning.
sold me. You sold me.
But now they
Monster
can take
Hunter
your
Wilds.
money. Now they can take your money for it because they have a $110 digital edition that I'm like already out here scheming of like.
You heard me. I'm trying to manifest the PS5 Pro for it.
Yes. Man. Getting a special edition PS5 Pro for Monster Hunter would be the deciding factor of fuck it, I'm getting a Pro.
Yeah, honestly, I'm like, all right, this is the game I would want it for anyway. So
Yep, even though they showed performance mode, like there's only been like all the gameplay we've seen so far has been 30 FPS, so we're guessing it's in like graphics mode or fidelity mode. But there was one stream of that somebody put out, like it was during one of their like Tokyo Game Show presentations about the game.
yeah,
And it was running at 60. Not a lock 60, but like that option's on the table now, which it wasn't for a base PS5 before now.
so yeah,
Yeah.
Either way, I'm excited.
That flagship's fucking sick. Like this is the sickest flagship we've had in a minute.
Yeah, he's pretty clean.
The Hotep, the breaker of chains.
Yeah, we need a Hotep hat on him or a Kufi. We need a Kufi on him ASAP. That brother just wants to be free, and I get that.
A species that like they thought to have been extinct, that somehow killed this little boy's parents while also simultaneously chained to a wall. It's a Monster Hunter story.
It just shows up sometimes. It was mystical because it just shows up sometimes, lays complete devastation, and then dips the fuck off.
It's a Monster Hunter story. It's not going to matter or make sense or like...
Oh, no. The only thing that matters is what kind of fit I'm going to make out of his bitch ass. That's the only thing.
His fit's going to be so goddamn
on
clean.
its brethren? I
His
need
fit
to know.
is going to be
I need a Zabimaru sword. I don't care if it's the long sword, great sword, switch axe. It don't matter.
Yeah,
one of them shits need to have the teeth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It could be any of the fuck. It could be a shield and sword for all I care.
Honestly, you could do a switch axe with it extending, you know? That could be like the thing with the switch axe is like having Zabimaru extend. But
that would fuck.
Monster Hunter seems to be the big takeaway from TGS for the
PlayStation Showcase.
Well, that wasn't technically part of TGS, but Capcom being at TGS with the...
I'm saying wherever Monster Hunter goes, it's the star of the show.
Yes.
That's just how... I don't make the rules here.
Yeah, I think Ghost of Yotai and Monster Hunter release date, like, both of those elevated that state of play to A tier. Like, there was so much shit in there that I didn't care about, but between...
It was a really solid state of play for a lot of games that I didn't necessarily care about. Like we're getting Power World. We have Power World on console now, you know, so we can enjoy
Stellar Blade Near crossover, Monster Hunter, Ghost of Yotai. I'd be interested to see how many people that state of play was their first time getting information about the PS5 Pro. Because everybody who's tuned in watched the Mark Cerny presentation about it, like when they announced it. But he condensed that 9-minute fucking presentation down to a 1-minute, like, set of bullet points and added a bunch of games. So, Dragon Veil Veilguard is going to be PS5 Pro enhanced. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. No, not Jedi Survivor. That's going to be enhanced. F1. we knew about Rebirth. Rebirth is really like Rebirth is going to be one of those games I'm going to pop back in like when I get a Pro and just
Yeah,
fuck
that's gonna
around
be.
a little bit.
I'm gonna pop in and actually play it then.
It's worth it. Like even now,
I'm sure, but
it's still
right now,
sitting as my game of the year.
I can believe it. My game of the year comes out next week, so.
Oh,
You know?
voting this year for game of the year, it's going to be like how many people on the podcast could we convince to like share in our brain rot? Because 7 Rebirth is going to be my number one, but it's going to be like 16 last year. Of 16 was my number one, but I had to vote for Spider-Man in the end because nobody else is going to play 16. Like getting you or Chris to play 16, Jalen, like, and
See,
Madrid.
this is also something else. This is also the main reason why I'm like, I don't want that Pro, because it's like I would have more fun upgrading my PC into something that could play 16 properly than I would just buying a PS5 Pro.
Oh yeah, like, and I mean, 16's doesn't look like it's going to get Pro optimized, so yeah. It doesn't run well on my PC or my Steam Deck, but I'm sure throwing more power at that game is just going to get you, like, it was worth playing it on my base PS5. Like, more than worth playing it.
Oh yeah, for
It
sure.
was worth platinuming on my base PS5, so.
I've worked with it the long way, you know. I just, you know. Y'all heard me complain about it before. It's fine. I don't need to keep beating that dead horse. Because that game does fuck, you know.
It's getting new life on PC, so.
Yeah, I need to go back for the DLC. Honestly, like I own it, and I just haven't
Oh yeah,
played it. I forgot. Honestly, I forgot about it until this moment.
the PC version comes with the DLC, so they can enjoy it like when it was meant to be enjoyed.
Nice. Sick.
All right. Well, was there anything else that either of y'all wanted to talk about, either from TGS or the past week in gaming? I mean, we've kind of hit everything I had in the notes. There are new colors for the controllers and the PS5 Slim faceplates. That teal controller is very clean. That Fortnite controller, as a Fortnite fan, that is a horrendous controller.
Yeah, it's not really my jam. Oh, we can talk about the PlayStation 30th anniversary bundle release debauchery. So that happened.
That sold out, but the base PS5 Pro didn't. So
it didn't. What I feel like happened is a lot of the people who wanted a PlayStation 5 Pro anyway opted for the 30th anniversary, and if they were able to get it, they went ahead and got it. And that happened to be a lot of the people who were going to get a Pro anyway, outside of resellers and shit. And they probably had enough. I mean, honestly, they're taking pre-orders, so they're probably just going to base like some of their production on that. Well, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's been manufactured for a minute now. Like,
I mean, so hopefully there's a price cut in the future.
With this inflation.
Yeah, I don't see that happening, but I don't know what they're really expecting with that price point anyway. In the just the install base of the PlayStation 5 as it stands,
Yeah, I mean, it's going to continue outselling Xbox 2 to 1 this generation, and then it's really going to be hilarious when Xbox games are going to come out and the best console to play them on is going to be the PS5 Pro. Because Indiana Jones is definitely going to be PS5 Pro enhanced, and it's definitely going to run significantly better than it runs on the Series X. And when Starfield comes out on PlayStation, the best console to play it on is going to be a PS5 Pro. Like, we were already seeing some of that, like, where Hi-Fi Rush ran better on a PS5 than it did on the Series X. Like, that problem is only going to get worse for Xbox. But I mean, they probably don't care. They're going to be selling games, so.
Yeah, people are upset that they weren't able to like really secure that console or the Slim. But the Slim's restocking in October, and the controllers were just on sale
Yeah,
at like Walmart and Best Buy. I was able to scoop a controller, so I am
Yeah.
happy about that.
I'm going to have to
yeah.
go to GameStop in person to probably get mine nailed down, but whenever they restock, I don't really need a controller, but like if I were to get another PS5 controller, it'd be this one.
Yeah, so that was really the main thing. People just had to go through Q Savage, um, for a chance to try and pay $1,000 for a PlayStation 5 bundle.
What was the final price on that? Like,
I don't know. With tax and shit, it probably went closer to 1,100.
the fucking
Tax and
crazy.
shipping.
Yeah. Well, I think it's free shipping. Free 2-day shipping through PlayStation Direct at least.
Yeah, that is all I had. I just wanted to throw that out there into the world.
All right, Jalen, you got anything else?
No, that's about for me.
All right. Well, yeah, my PlayStation is on its way back to me. Depending on what day this week it gets back, I might have them hold it at the FedEx store near my house and pick it up because it's signature required. So if they try and drop it off during the day, that shit ain't happening. I've been playing the shit out of my Steam Deck. Monster Hunter World is still a very good game. It's actually more fun for me to play World right now than it is Rise because the hunts go by way quicker when I'm helping people in low and high rank. And Jawan actually said there was a live letter from TGS for Final Fantasy XIV. They announced the name of the next patch, which is Crossroads. They're adding a bunch of high-end content. But also, it looks like we're getting the first part of the Alliance raid, so that'll be fun. We're getting another live letter in October that's going to detail more of this stuff. But they're adding the duty system to like some non-MSQ dungeons and stuff, so yeah. Well, remember, you can follow us all collectively around the internet, cheesycontrollerpodcast.com. You can follow me on Instagram at Anton6. DM me if you want to add me on Pokemon Go. Madrid, where can people find you?
You can find me at X_Spain.
All right, and Jalen?
Squid Bishop.
All right, this has been a No It's Good production. The video version is edited by Chris. The audio version is edited by Akuma Santi. Until next time, keep it cheesy.